Hi, Bill. I know that we talked before about turning the spreadsheet here into a Excel table and the advantages that it brings you for being able to work a little easier on the data. Um, I don't know how much you remember on that, but since I'm going to be doing this myself anyway, I thought I'd make a quick video of it and send it on to you so that you can refer to that and remember how to do it. So this is the new master transaction report as it came all hot off the presses today. And so we'll go through the process right now. The first thing I want to do is take this title up here and I want to put it in the middle, and I also want to have it stretch across the entire width of the table. And the reason I want to do that is if I leave it in column A here like this, when I go to auto fit column A, it's going to fit to the full width of that and make column A a whole lot wider than it needs to be. So for those two reasons, what I want to do is merge and center the entire top row. So I will click on cell A1 and then drag across to the right the full width of the table, which goes as far as column T, and then I will release and I will click on merge and center, and you'll see now it's centered up the title there. And just for aesthetic purposes, I'm going to go ahead and embolden all of that text. And since we're going to make it pretty and bold the text everywhere, I'm going to go ahead and bold all of the column headers as well. The easiest way to do that is to select the whole row and then operate on that. So to select a whole row, you take the cursor over here into the row label column here, and I'm going to put it on row 3, which gives me the headers. And you see I've got that little black arrow turns into a little black arrow pointing to the right, and the 3 turns green. And if I click on that, it selects the entire row all the way across the whole worksheet. Okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and click on the B up here to make everything bold and all the headers. Um, you don't have to do any of this. I just do it because yeah, I think it's a little prettier and easier to read when you do that, and it only takes a couple seconds. So then we're going to go ahead and this is where we actually turn all of the spreadsheet into an Excel table. And what we need to do in order to do that, we select the area that we want to become the table, and then we'll go ahead and select the menu item that makes it actually happen. So to select the entire table, the easiest way to do that is to go up and click on the upper left-hand corner, which is in cell A3. And then using the Control Shift End uh, key combination, we're going to select the whole table. So here we go, Control Shift End. And now it has selected the entire area where there's data in here. And you'll see that that goes all the way down to 17,050 lines. Whoa. So that's a lot of data in there. Okay, so now we've got the entire area from cell A3 to cell T17050 is selected, and that's going to become our table. So at this point, we will go up and click on the menu item Insert, and then down here in the Tables section where it says Table, we'll click on that, and you'll see it puts this little green marquee border around everything. We call it a marquee because you can see the chasing lights going around the border. So this is known as a marquee selection. And then down here, there's always going to be this little dialog box that comes up and it says, where's the data for your table? Okay, we could enter in an address range here, but we already did that when we selected the whole block of data there. And so it preloads those addresses in there for us. And the other thing it does is asks if we have headers in the table. In this case, we do. We have a whole row here in row 3 that's our headers. So make sure that you check this checkbox down here in the dialog that your table has headers. And once we've got all that done, we can click on OK, and it turns it into a table. Pretty cool. Okay. So what I just, for me, what I like to do is to have my columns be uh, wide enough that the text all fits into one line. Nothing runs off the end of the cell. Nothing has to wrap or anything of that nature. So the easiest way to do that is to select all the columns that are in the table. That's going to be column A through column T, represent all of the columns that are located in the table. To select a whole column, you just come up here to the column header row, the A through whatever, okay? And now you'll notice we have a black downward facing arrow, and when we come over the header there, the column header, it shows green, okay? So we will hover over that and hold down the left mouse button. That selects the entire column, and then we'll drag across to column T to select all the columns A through T. So we can release at this point, and now the entire column is selected, all of those columns. Why did we do this? Well, I'm going to come down and grab my slider down here, and that scrolls us back over to the left. So column A1 is now in view again. And I'm now going to set all of my column widths automatically. Okay. So you come over here and you hover over that little vertical line that's in between the columns. And you'll notice that the cursor takes on that shape. It looks like a two-headed arrow going horizontal and a vertical line through it. Line that vertical line up with the line between the columns. Press the left mouse button and then drag. And I drag way far to the right so that all the columns together will be wide enough that nothing's going to wrap, okay? And then you can release the mouse button, and you see all of the columns now have become super wide. Well, obviously we don't want that, but what it does is it makes sure that everything now in every cell is in one row, so that when we do auto fit the columns, it fits them to all the text being on one line. All right, so to auto fit, here's the cool part. This is so neat. We'll come back up and we'll get our little special cursor there. We'll put him on the line between column A and B and double click. And boom, all of our columns are set to whatever width is the minimum necessary to allow us to have all of our text on one line. No wrapping, no running off the end of the cell. And there's only one more thing that I would do on this, just because I don't like to have any more vertical space than I need. And sometimes if text has wrapped before we do the auto fitting on the horizontal line, it will leave us with some rows that are double height or more. I don't like that. So what I do is I'll go back over here and I will click on, I will select all of row 3. And now what I'm going to do is go Control Shift down arrow, and it'll drop me all the way down the bottom of the table. So all of those rows are selected, and now I'm going to auto fit them all simply by going to place my special little cursor now between two rows and double clicking, and it auto fits the rows. Okay. In this particular case, I didn't have to do that because all the rows were already just 1 unit high. But I still do it anyway just because that assures that it's that way. Now, all of that I just did is strictly for aesthetic purposes. You may or may not care to do that. That's okay. However you want to do it. The key thing here is turning it into the table, which once again is select all the data that's in the spreadsheet there. Come up to excuse me, to insert table, and you'll get the little dialogue where you say yes, it has headers. Hit the OK, and it'll turn that into a table. That's the most important part. Just a few seconds to do that. And you don't have to go and do the other stuff I do. I do it because it makes it easier for me to work with the data. Okay, so there you are, and it's got your data in here. Just for a quick review, okay, of what all is available to you here. The key thing for us here is the little button with the drop down arrow on it. We'll call that the drop down button. All right, let's suppose that we want to sort the entire table by reference number. Lowest numbers first, highest numbers last. Okay. Um, so we will go ahead up here and click on the drop down button for the reference number column header. All right. And our selections here, we've got two at the very top, which is sorting. Okay. And you'll always get one for sorting smallest to largest and one for sorting largest to smallest. Sometimes it'll say A to Z and Z to A. But it's entirely appropriate to whatever the format for that column is at any given time. You can also sort by color. If you were to have different colors for the cells, you can actually sort by color, and I've used that in the past before too. And then the other big thing on here is the filters, and what that does is allow you to pare things down to zero in on things of particular interest to you. For example, if I wanted to see only those items that have a reference number of 1130, I would click here to deselect everything. I come down to 1130 and I click on that, uh, like so. And then all I'm going to see if I hit OK here is anything with a reference number of 1130. We talked about that before, and you said, "Oh, that's a really neat thing. You can make use of that." So I was just showing you once again how to do that. Okay. You'll notice now because we have filtered the reference number column, we get that little thing that looks like a funnel. Okay, and that means that that column is funneled is filtered. Okay, if I click on the drop down button and I go clear filter from reference number, you'll see that all of my reference numbers reappear in the table and the filter goes away, and we're just looking at the plain vanilla button, which means there's nothing special about the way the row looks. Okay, so I want to sort. Okay, so to sort, we'll just go up, click on the drop down button. We'll sort smallest to largest, so I go ahead and do that, and now you can see we've sorted by the reference numbers. Okay, so that's that. Okay, you have all of the various things, and you can filter any combination of columns that you want. You can sort in any combinations that you want. That's all available to you, whatever you want to do. So that's it. Telling you what to do is much longer than actually doing it, and you'll find that you can get this set up in less than a minute whenever you start working on the file. So that's it. If you have any questions about this, just let me know, and hopefully that'll help you be able to do things a little quicker and easier. Talk to you later.